Are you looking to pursue a career in detailing and looking for a mentor and trainer? Get in contact with us. We'll see how we can help you. The main thing for me during the training that we had was real life stuff that you were gonna go through on the business side, and would you say that was I bullseye? Like, if there was a bullseye, like, where would I be
In the
at?
middle, right there. In the middle, because I used to always call you. I'm like, let me call Will. Let me call Will and explain to him what's going on with me. What advice he has for me, because I see you as a mentor. For honestly, like,
I appreciate
you
it.
know. So I'm like, let me call Will and see. And I used to call you and like, what's going on, brother? Nothing much. I got a little situation, you know. And what's going on? I explained to you, and you're like, I told you so. That's all I can hear. I told you so. I know. Didn't I
And
tell you that?
it wasn't like
And I was like, yeah, you did tell me that.
I
What do we
wasn't.
do here? I don't know.
Yeah.
We got to figure it out. Just, I feel like in a business, there's no fail if you can't fail in a business until you give up on yourself.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly.
You can't give up on yourself. Like, you got to just keep on going. Consistency is key.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, you don't control people's moods, people's life circumstances, people financial issues. You can't control that. So at least for me, like I always say, I'm still considered still a small business right now. It's only three of us, for example, right? And I'm blessed to have a decent crew right now that I've had for a little while. And that all has come, from experience, because like for me, one of the main things I always try to do, like especially this time of year, like, I sit down and I have conversations and I say, hey, listen, where's your head at? What are you feeling like? Uh, um, you know, uh, Whether you don't have to tell me your personal stuff, but on the business side, like, what do you think that we can do better? And if you think we could do that better, give me some ideas so that we can attack that, go with your plan, and see if it works. Because at the end of the day, all you can do is put a plan together and then execute, right? Um, and so I try to involve them as much as possible, right? It is hard to get clear answers sometimes,
Yeah.
even though you're trying to be direct and all that stuff. And again, you don't control what happens during the year, right? Or the day,
Yeah.
right? Like today everything could be good, tomorrow something happens and they have and what I mean by they is like the people that are working with you have some type of life circumstance and you know, I've had situations where, like, especially when I started, like, I'll be not have any money. Like, I'm like, yo, like, but here,
Yeah.
because that's what you signed up for,
Exactly.
and it's all about figuring out that next move, right? And I always also say with the people that come work with me and say, listen, I'm small enough to the point where this is not heavily structured yet. So I'm not really looking for an employee if you don't want to be an employee. You could become actually a partner if you want to, but you got to show me that you're invested just how I've been invested.
Exactly.
And, sometimes I mean, sometimes it is. It's hard to find that, those like-minded people, that circle that, kind of thinks like you do, because sometimes, I have those situations and those moments where like I feel like well, I don't even believe I should even be living in like living I just feel like I'm out of place,
Yep. Yep.
you know so these conversations and doing these little trainings have kind of motivated me to to possibly find that, you know, and then maybe it becomes something else, you know, like something, maybe another business, you know. um and I always say also, two, three heads, four heads is better than one.
Exactly.
You know, if we
Exactly.
all put our minds together, like I can have an idea, and then you come like, you know what, I had an idea, but we can implement this idea to
To this.
to my idea. And then it becomes literally a whole different business.
Yep.
We were actually talking about it yesterday, some idea, right? And then we were mad excited and all this shit. I'm like, yo, that's actually what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
That's what we should be looking for. And that's that. And sometimes, unfortunately, the people that come in to work with you, the more you communicate, as far as you be realistic with them, you know, like, you know, meaning that, for example, don't expect to be doing what you're doing right now, and then, you know, 5 years, 2 years, whatever, 10 years, you expect to be making like a substantial amount more money, you know. I mean, it is possible, you know. I'm not saying it isn't, because maybe they take that specific thing that they're doing. So let's just say they're working on the interior. Maybe they take that field, like that particular part of detailing, to a whole nother level, meaning like they're like, oh, okay, you know, instead of just focusing on cleaning, I'm actually doing upholstery repair. I'm doing leather repair.
Leather repair.
You know, but they go to the training, and they actually physically themselves, you know,
Masters.
increase their value within that craft,
Yeah.
right? So it is possible, but at the end of the day, it takes them to want to do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
If they don't want to do it, like,
There's only so much
there's so much that you can do.
that you can do.
I can't do more than that, you know. So
And that's like going back to like employing and trying to get paid more money. Everybody's here for the money at the end of the day. I don't feel like I don't do it. Obviously, I do it for the money, but at the end of the day, I do it because I love it.
Yeah.
You know, like the money's always gonna be there. I always say that. Like I don't argue for money. One, I don't go back and
But that's
forth.
the business part
you
of
know,
you.
like I know why I'm doing this for, because of
Yeah.
this name, and this is my passion. I have a
Yeah.
passion for this.
you you could tell you're a business owner, you know, because if you're going into something
for the money.
for the money, like you're gonna realize that it's not. I mean, like I said, we all need the money, right?
Of course.
But there's times where you may have money and you may have to reinvest it back into the business, right? So that money just goes like, I really didn't make that money because it's going back into the business.
You wouldn't even
right?
believe it. I got 3 pressure washer reels in my car right now because they broken. I'm over here working. One breaks. Then I'm like, damn, that just broke. That's like $350 negative right there. I'm working for this car right now for free, honestly, because I got to replace that.
Yeah.
And then it breaks again. And I got like 3 pressure washer broken in my car because it wear and tear. You know, I'm working. You got to take care of what you have.
And that's why they say too, to also try to, like, if you are gonna start a business, for you to try to do something that you actually love to do, and that's where that falls into place, because from there your life could revolve around it. And so now even the expenses, right? The expenses that you're saying, quote unquote, going into the business, but it's actually going back into your life too. You understand? You get what I'm trying to say?
I get it.
Like,
I get it.
Like let's just say, for example, you love the gym, right? And you build a business, and within that same building where you have your gym, your home is there. You know, like your house is there. I'm just throwing examples. So that falls into, I got to do renovations to my business.
Exactly.
But you actually live in it, you know? So
that's my van. That's my pride and joy right there.
You know, there's, you know, and then we could obviously get into like more in depth and on the business side, but yeah, so it's you know, it's hard going back to the employee stuff and finding the labor. I've been through it, and I guess from what
Yeah.
you're learning is most of the time it has to do with financial, and then the second hardest part is probably finding the labor,
Yeah.
right? Like meaning like somebody that actually wants to do the labor work,
Yeah.
you know. So, so it's a hard balance, but
At least I went through it. You learn as you go.
Yeah.
And you warned me as well. You guide me. You told me this is a possibility of happening. This could happen. You got to take the risk at the end of the
Yeah.
day. If you don't take no risk, you're never gonna see
Yeah,
a
you
great
don't know if you
outcome.
like it, you don't not
You
like it.
know,
And that's
that's
why I
how it
always
is.
say too, you know, like now that like obviously we're having the discussion, like when you say, oh, like let's you know, let's do this or let's do that, but like, listen, I've been doing this for like 10 years, bro. But you know, just make sure you like this
Yeah,
before you
that's what you told me a year ago.
make that next commitment, right? Because you could be doing this for a year and you realize, yo, this is less than a year. I know people that have started and then they're like, yeah, less like a few months, and
They already done.
you
They
know,
checked out.
it happened. The same stuff that happened to you happened to me.
Yeah.
You know, like I told you it was gonna happen. So, you know, it's just one of those things that you just gotta keep going.
You got to keep going. You
gotta
can't
keep
give up.
going.
I feel like I said, if you
You
give
only give
up,
up if you don't
if you don't want
like
it, if you don't want it no more, if you don't want it and you don't care for anything,
Yeah.
that's when you give up. You throw the towel. But now I'm a fighting soldier. I'm gonna keep on going out there and keep
That's
on
good.
going, providing quality work. I don't care about the quantity. I care about quality. That's all it is, you know. So that's my main goal right there.
That's
Just
good.
providing good quality work to customers. Like the relationship that I built with customers in this past year, it's been crazy. I have some high end, like high profile customers that I can't even post their cars because they so high profile. I told you this. I have a client that Ferrari, Lamborghinis. He tells me I can't post their car. I respect their decision. I got another customer that super big in Boston. He has a bunch of restaurants. Calls me up whenever, like, hey, you want to go out to eat? It's on me. Go to my restaurant. Bring my lady, bring my wife over there. We go out to eat. And it's like the relationship that I build. And then I go to clean his car. And he's like, "How? Go try this." And then he asks me, "Did you try it?" I'm like, "Bro, it was great."
Yeah.
And like, it's the relationship that you build, and I love that's what I like about the business.
That's
you know,
good.
that's
Yeah.
what I like about the business.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you build
A good relationship.
you build a good. It's more personal.
Yeah,
You know that
definitely.
I always tell. That's why I tell my customers. I say I don't. I'm not looking at you as a number.
Yeah, no.
Like you know, it's more of a like a relationship. Like, hey, you need something done. Like that's fine. You want to shop around. I get it. You know, like if somebody's doing it cheaper and hey, you trust that person, no problem. But you know, at least consider me.
Yeah.
And you know, let's see if we could do something.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's business. You know,
Yeah, at the end of
so
the-
it is what it is.
But not everybody's your client. I'm gonna tell you that.
Oh yeah, of course. And
Not
no, that's-
everybody's your client. Let's say that, you know. Not everybody's your client. You can give. I don't even want. That's another topic.
Stay tuned for the next episode. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe.